Hey, how you doing? This is Laquan Mitchell with Acceleration Network. I just want to take a little bit of time and teach on 5 principles on the ways of the wealthy. So they're very, very simple, but usually the most things that we miss in life are usually simple. So if you'll just grab these keys, it'll accelerate you into being wealthy. You have to be persistent, though. Grab them. They're very simple. Now, I'm going to start with principle number 1. You have to be teachable. You have to be teachable and humble. That's one of the key attributes that I've seen in so many wealthy people. They're always teachable. They're always humble. It doesn't matter how much they know. They're always willing to learn more. It's no reason that you should get around someone wealthy and you're doing most of the talking. You should never get around any person who has something valuable to give you, such as information, or there's somewhere in life where you want to be and you're doing all the talking. You need to be listening. You need to be teachable. You need to be humble. You should never enter into an organization or business or starting a business and you know everything. That is the key to destruction, to know everything. When you get to the place where you know everything, you've lost. So key number 1 is being teachable, being humble. You got to be like a sponge. Everywhere you go, you need to be learning. You should have not stopped learning in school. You should be learning every day. And I'm not talking about useless information. I'm talking about valuable information. There's always something to learn everywhere you go, especially when you're in the presence of someone who's wealthy or successful or where you want to be. You want to humble yourself and listen to what they have to say. Be teachable, be humble. It doesn't matter if it conflicts with what you think. You need to receive what they're saying if they're where you want to be. And everything they may not say may be gold. And that's when the saying comes in, you chew the meat and spit out the bones. But you need to learn to grab and to absorb from any and everyone who's giving out valuable information. Very key. Principle number 2, and make sure you guys are writing this down. Principle number 2, you should always study and you should always be learning pertaining to wealth and success. Intentionally, you should wake up every day and intentionally put on teachings and different YouTube videos and to go to different seminars and just be amongst people where you can learn about being financially free and being successful. It doesn't happen by accident. Don't just get up and say, I want to start a business and go do it. It's a good chance you will fail. Why is that? Because you have not studied. I'm not saying that you should be pessimistic and just not believe that all things are possible, because I'm a firm believer that you can do any and everything on this earth. If someone else did it, you can do it. If someone hasn't done it, you still can do it. But what I am saying is that you should always be learning intentionally every day. Just like Michael Jordan. He didn't just say, I want to be a great basketball player, grabbed a basketball and went to tryouts and said, I'm going to be great. No, every single day he studied basketball. He played, he practiced until he became good at it. And that's what you call a professional. It's someone who practiced their craft till they almost perfected it to where they're great at it. So what you want to do is you can't just say, I want to be financially free and I want to be successful, and you just jump out the boat and you know nothing concerning it. That's ignorance. That's like saying I want to be an engineer, or I want to be a pilot, or just anything in life, and you just don't read the manuscript, you don't study, you don't do anything, you just get in a plane and start flying. So it's a great chance you're going to crash. So what am I saying? You want to study, and you want to never stop studying. You want to get acquainted with the ways of how to be financially free and successful every day intentionally. There's always things that we intentionally study and gaze our eyes and our attention to every day. Music. We always turn music on. We turn music on every day. Whether radio or Facebook, we tend to that. But we never intentionally put in things in our mind to be financially free, and we wonder why we never can get ahead. That is a key principle. You must intentionally study successful people and financially free people and wealthy people and see what they're doing. There's so many books out there. There's so many audio books on YouTube. There's no excuse. You need to be studying and learning every single day to show yourself approved, that when you do step out into your business venture or to be successful in whatever you decide to do in life, that you won't miss it. And even if you do miss it, you will be equipped with enough knowledge and wisdom from successful people that you'll know what to do and how to maneuver. But if you don't study, it's literally like jumping in an airplane or jumping in the pilot seat after it's already been flying and say, I'm just going to fly this airplane. It's not smart. So the second principle is studying and learning. It's very key. You must be intentional about studying and learning every single day about being financially free. You should not be as intelligent as you was last year concerning finances and wealth or success if you want to be wealthy one day. You should every day be getting smarter and wiser and more educated concerning wealth and finances. Anything that you put your mind to, anything that you practice, anything that you study, you're going to become good at over time. It's the same thing. Treat it as a sport. Treat it as such. If you want to be great at basketball, you play and practice every day. If you want to be good at football, you play and practice every day. Any single thing you want to be great at, you must practice and you must study and do it every single day, and it will become normal to you. It'll come to a place where you will only understand success. Successful people don't see failure. They either succeed and win or they learn. They don't fail, they learn. If you miss it, you learned. That's a key. Now, principle number 3, make sure you guys are writing this down. This is very key. Successful, that's another nugget right there. Successful people always write things down. You never leave anything to memory. You'll always forget things, but if you write things down, you cannot forget it. Always write things down. That's just a nugget for you guys. Now, principle number 3, always have mentors. Just like basketball players, they have coaches. Football players, they have coaches. Everyone has coaches and teachers. If you want to learn to play the piano, you're gonna get someone where you can take lessons that can coach you, that can teach you, that can mentor you. So you're stepping into an arena that you've never stepped into before. You want to be successful. You want to be wealthy. Grab a mentor. It doesn't even have to be in the physical. You don't necessarily have to see them. You have access to YouTube. You have access to so much information. We live in an information era to where you literally can read books. You literally can go on YouTube and you can read books and buy books at the click of a button because of the internet. There's no excuse to be financially illiterate. You should be well educated concerning finances and success if this is what you want in life. If you want to be successful, if you want to be wealthy. And they're two different things. They're not the same. Having a lot of money does not mean you're successful. Two different things. Understand that. But if you are looking to be wealthy and you're looking to be successful, you must study wealthy people and you must study successful people. And you must have mentors. It's key. You cannot get something from someone who don't have it. If someone don't have $100, they can't give you $100. So what am I saying? Stop going to people who are where you at or who are going the opposite direction or who know nothing about money for financial advice. You need to be going to people who are heading or taking that leap of faith or who already took it and they're there already for financial advice. That is the mentors you want to grab. People who have gone before you and paved the way and they're successful. You may not agree with everything they say. You shouldn't at first, to be honest with you, because if you did, you'd be wealthy too. So you want to adapt the mindset of your mentors. You want to be diligent, you want to be humble, and you want to be teachable to listen to what they have to say. Set aside your pride, set aside what you think, and receive what your mentors have to say. So you need to adapt mentors, multiple mentors. You may not agree with all their values. You may not agree with everything they believe in life or just different things concerning their religion, but you still can chew the meat and spit out the bones. You grab what you can grab. That's the key. That's a huge key. Have mentors. Always grab mentors everywhere you go. There's so many wealthy people and great people out there, and they're ready to give information when they suspect that a person is hungry for it. when they suspect that you're a sponge. When I'm around anyone, it don't matter how much success I achieve, what house I buy, anything I do, what business I start. If I'm around someone who is doing something greater than me on a greater capacity, I am ready to learn. I am asking questions. I am receiving. I'm looking for another mentor to go to the next level. The wealthiest people on this earth still have mentors. Don't ever get to a place where you think that you got it and you know it all. You need mentors. Principle number 4, every wealthy person or successful person have a why. Your why is like your engine. It's the engine of your car. It's the engine of your plane. It literally propels you or it drives you to the direction that you want to go. So it's very key. You need a why, because you can study, you can know everything you need to know, have all the mentors you have. But if you don't have an engine, you don't have a why, something that's going to pull you, something that's going to push you in the direction that you need to go, something that's going to give you that push, even when it's like you're going uphill and you don't feel motivated anymore. And the opposition is against you, even when it's raining and storming and the wind is blowing and everything is coming against you. That why will propel you and will push you in the right direction. It is very key to always have a why. What is your why? Your why has to be big enough that you are willing to lay down any and everything in your life for this why. That why right there will take you to where you need to go. Yes, you may miss it, but it don't matter because your why will keep you going. Your why has to be strong enough. What is your why? I once heard a story about a woman. I believe her baby was under the car. They said that she was able to almost lift the car to get the child from under the car. But in a normal circumstance, they said the baby wasn't in the car. She tried to lift the car again. She couldn't lift it. Why was she able to lift that car? Was it that she just worked out really hard? No, she had a strong enough why. The why was strong enough. Her child was in danger. So suddenly she went to lift that car. The why was strong enough. What is your why? Your why will cause you to do things that you could never do before, that you thought you couldn't do. It is your why. It is very important. It must be very strong and very big. What is your why? Why do you want to be wealthy and why do you want to be successful? If it's just because, I want to do whatever I want to do, I don't think that's a big enough why. You better dig deep and you better find a great enough why and write it down and develop it until it becomes a part of you, until you have to have that why, until that why is more important to you than just about anything else. And when you find a why that you are willing to literally lay down everything in your life for, then you found your engine that will propel you into your destiny, that will propel you into wealth and success. But without your why, you don't have an engine. And when the wind comes, when the waves come, when the storms come, when you're going uphill, suddenly you'll begin to roll back and you'll quit because you never had a why. You must have a why. That's principle number 4. Why. And number 5, wealthy people always act. Whenever I speak to unsuccessful people or people who have no wealth or they're not going in the right direction, they're never acting. They're always talking about what they're going to do. And 2-3 years pass by, New Year's resolution, I'm going to do this year, but they never do it. But successful people, they act. The second that they set their mind to something, it is as good as done. When they speak, it's as good as gold. Do you act or are you just a talker? You never want to be a person who's just known for talking but never act. Once you set your mind to something, you need to act. Yes, you may critique it. You may veer off into a different business venture because you found something more lucrative, but you need to act. Even if it's not the thing you ultimately end up wanting to do long term, and you find something better, that acting is going to activate something on the inside of you. But if you're always known for never acting out on your vision, your dreams, and what you want to do, you're creating a habit of someone who really you live in fear or you just don't follow through with your word. You must act on your vision or your dream. And you don't wait until you have all the money and all the resources, you act. So if you get a vision, you get a dream, you write down your business venture and what you decide you want to do and the direction you want to go. What you want to do is you want to begin to act that day. What can I do today to start this vision? Oh, I need 10 grand. Who told you that? The first business that I launched, I didn't need 10 grand. I did not need 10 or 5 grand. So everyone thinks that you need all this money to start a business. No, that means that you haven't studied. That means that you don't have a strong enough why. And that means that you just don't act. Because the second that I decide that I'm going to start something, or anyone wealthy decides that they're going to start a business or pursue something, they begin to act that very moment. Don't tell me that you have a business dream, or you have a dream to be wealthy, or you have a dream to fulfill a specific goal, and you have nothing to show for concerning that business. And it's not necessarily money, but there's nothing to show for. The business has not materialized whatsoever. Period. The second that you set your mind on the vision or the goal of the business, you need to act that very same day. It don't mean, I'm going to launch the business today. It doesn't mean that. You may just do it. You may launch it that day. Who knows? But it doesn't mean you have to launch it that day, but it means that you got to act. Have you written down an outline, the structure? Have you inquired about what license you need to start that business? Have you inquired about the laws of that state? Have you inquired about the employees you're going to need? Have you inquired about the overhead? Have you inquired about the marketing plans? Have you inquired about the expenses? Have you inquired about the profit that you're going to make? Have you inquired about the purpose of the business? What's the services that's going to be rendered to people? What's the products that you're going to sell to people? Have you inquired about these things? Or is it just still, I'm going to do this one day? No, I don't think you're serious. So you have to become a person that act. That's principle number 5. Act. Become a person that act. It don't even matter if you succeed in every single thing. Because remember, successful people, we always win and we're always successful, or we learn. We don't fail. We simply win and we learn. That is the key. We win and we learn. But you must act. Because in that acting, you're developing character on the inside of you that's going to change you and cause you to become a winner. You got to act. You have to act. People who aren't successful, they don't act. You hear about something, the dream that they have in their heart, and you hear about it 5 years later, and you say, what are you doing to get towards it? And they're at the same place they were 5 years ago. They don't act. They don't act. It's time to act. These are key principles if you will apply them. So I'm going to read over them again. Number 1, be teachable and be humble. Number 2, always study and always learn concerning success, business, and just any aspect of being successful. Number 3, always have mentors, whether through internet, you may never meet them, but you can still grab them as mentors because there's so much material they have out there now. Always have mentors. Number 4, you must have a why. The why is your engine. Remember, it propels you and it drives you to the destination, and it will get you there if it's strong enough. Have a strong engine. Have a strong why. Number 5, you must act. You must do it today. Whatever that vision is, begin today. Start today. You can start somewhere. There's no excuse. And these are the 5 principles or keys or the ways of wealthy people. You want to grab these and you want to take these and run with them. You don't want to let these go. Write these down, apply these to your life, meditate on these things, begin to do them. You will see great success will begin to come your direction. You guys have a great day. And I want you guys to apply these principles and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Acceleration Network. You guys have a great day. Hey, how you doing? This is Laquan Mitchell with Acceleration Network. I just want to take a little bit of time and teach on 5 principles on the ways of the wealthy. So they're very, very simple, but usually the most things that we miss in life are usually simple. So if you'll just grab these keys, it'll accelerate you into being wealthy.